Hello everyone. Many thanks for your contributions to Task 3.1. In the task, suggestions were made for dealing with some problems that might be encountered during online courses. Even though these problems all seem to be equally important, more suggestions were provided for the first 3 problems. Here is the first problem. Students are not interacting in pair or group work online, and direct discussion posts only to the tutor. And here's Sally's suggestion.
Hi Seski. I would ask participants to pick other participants' previous posts and reply directly to that person. That person could then collect responses, summarize them and post them either in the main discussion board or in a new forum.
Thanks Sally. And here are also Maggie, Brian and Helen's suggestions for the same problem.
I would put pairs or groups into a chat scenario in Elluminate Live, with a specific task and preferably a whiteboard to list their ideas and conclusions. After the task, all the groups would have to share conclusions. This would hopefully illustrate the value of independence within the group.
Good idea, Maggie. To deal with this problem, I would provide very clear instructions on the task, set a time limit for completion, appoint one person as moderator or group leader, and then inform everyone that I will not be available to respond to any posts for that period of time. Over to you, Helen.
I would assign tasks where students have to work in pairs and communicate with each other, which might help them realize the benefit of working and learning from each other. I would also contact reluctant communicators and encourage them to interact with other students by pointing out that this is part of the course and the benefits of doing so.
Thanks Maggie, Brian and Helen. And here is the second problem. During discussion, students begin going off topic. And here are Tanya, Rubina and Jerry with their suggestions.
I would send the students a really off-the-wall reply so they realize they have strayed from the focus of the discussion. This is called shock therapy. What would you do, Rubina?
I would ask the students to show a relation between the topic and whatever they are writing and why they are doing so. This would be a good reminder that the content they are discussing is irrelevant. And what about you, Jerry? What would you do?
Another way to deal with this is to use breakout rooms in, for example, synchronous discussions and appoint one of the students to be the moderator or the coordinator. His or her job would be to keep things focused.
Thanks Tanya, Rubina and Jerry. And here is the third problem. Online EFL students are posting in very inaccurate English. And here is Lynn and Susan to share their suggestions.
I would use student writing samples as a learning tool to approach the subject of the appropriate register or level of accuracy for discussion boards. I would first reformulate some of the inaccurate postings correctly to provide a model and then ask students to pinpoint errors in each other's posts. And what about you, Susan?
Student problems can also be turned into an exercise by the tutor to again correct inaccurate English. Also, I would provide suggestions as to how they could be rewritten to enhance communication and avoid misunderstandings.
Thanks Lynn and Susan. Here is the third problem that might be encountered during online course. A troublesome student is flaming in a discussion board. And here is Tasveer.
I would raise students' awareness of flagging before or at the beginning of the course by including it in, for example, an expectations quiz. I would clarify that such examples are unacceptable and I would get students to sign an agreement to avoid flagging in their messages.
Thanks Tasveer. And finally, here is the final problem. During a live chat, students are only socializing and not discussing coursework. And here is Jo with her suggestion.
Hi Seski. To deal with this problem, I would ensure that short, manageable tasks or discussion points are made so that focus is maintained.
Thanks Jo. And thanks everyone once again for all these valuable suggestions. Enjoy the rest of our course. And say hello to our tutor Lindsay before you all go back to work.